Hey guys, today I'm trying the new cave set, and spoiler alert, I find the coolest and most dynamic boulder I've ever seen. Will I be able to send it? Stay tuned. I start off with this orange V1. It's just a jug ladder. I move on to this purple V2. The holds are a lot farther away than the last climb. This top part feels super awkward. The feet are really high and not angled in the direction you want them to be. I move on to this black V3. All of the holds are really good, but some of the moves are big. I can't reach from this foothold, so I swap feet and get my right foot up. I really love the sequence of this entire climb. It's super flowy, even though I kinda climbed it like a robot. I move on to this red V4 Plus. All of the holds are these crimpy rails. You finish on the last hold. This first hold, coming out of the cave, feels awful. I have to readjust like crazy before I can move my feet. The next hold isn't great either, and the foot feels high. I stabilize the position and move on to the longer rail. I have to get another high foot. I'm overgripping like crazy, and the last move is kind of far. I make a desperate throw, and luckily I'm able to get it. This boulder gave a lot of people trouble, so I'm glad I flashed it. I move on to this gray V4. It starts in the cave on shallow jugs. Outside of the cave, the holds get a little smaller, but they're still in cut. Then you top out for the finish. This first section really emphasizes footwork. There's some high feet, and you really have to put tension through them. This last move is huge, and I can't commit to doing it dynamically. Luckily, I can just stand up and lock off my right arm. Overall, it's a fun boulder. Even though it's mostly just left hand, right hand, it was still physical and technical. I move on to this blue V5. It starts on crimps in the cave. There's a sloper, and then the last two holds are flat crimps, and you match for the finish. I wasn't ready for how bad the crimps were going to feel. I had to bend my arms and pull on the holds like crazy. This foot chip is tiny, and I lose my feet while going for the next hold. I focus on that move in isolation. I go for a high right foot, and it feels a lot better. It's really hard on the left hand though. From there, I can just drop knee to the first flat crimp. From this point on, it's all about keeping your weight directly under the hold. I go for a back flag bicycle, and I'm able to match. I try to get my hips square, but it feels bad. I swap feet and scum against the volume for the finish. Time to try from the beginning. and I'm able to get the send. I love the sequence and the emphasis on body positioning. I move on to this pink V6. It starts on 2 flat holds, and you go to a crimp undercling and another flat hold. The rest of the holds are big and slopey. You finish on the top edge. The holds feel so bad because of how steep it is. And the feet are so high, I can't even hold the position. I try starting with my left hand on the big hold, but I can't even move. Since I can't even move on that boulder, I go onto this white V6 Plus. It starts on a jug undercling. Then, you make a big move to another jug. Then, you dyno to a huge jug. Then you dyno again to a good sloper. You have another good sloper to help you top out. I try to swing sideways, but can't generate enough momentum. I try the rest of the climb from there. I can't quite grab the next hold though. I focus on the first dyno. I try a toe hook, but don't get enough height. I try to go feet first, but can't reach. I try the second dyno with the lower foothold, but I lose a lot of distance. I try to skip both dynos and go straight up, but barely can't reach. This time, I get the second dyno and my left hand actually slips off. The next move is also big, and I cut feet. From there, I'm able to reach the top edge and top out. I go back to focusing on the first dyno. I try 2 toe hooks, but it doesn't work. I try turning around and doing a lache, but the hold feels much worse that way. I practice jumping into the position I want to land in. I tried jumping from the hold and found the hardest part is getting enough height to keep my feet up. Finally, I landed. So now, I just have to figure out how to generate enough momentum to get there. I try the double toe hook method again. At first, I'm barely able to touch the hold with my hands. This time, I'm able to grab the hold, so I just have to focus on my feet. This time, I land the right foot. And finally, I'm able to get the move. I realized I had to pull up as hard as possible right before letting go of the hold to maximize my height. I actually run out of energy for the last move. I turn my right hip in and make a desperate throw for the top edge. Luckily, I land it. Unfortunately, I climbed that from like 1 move in, so now I have to try from the beginning. and I'm able to get both dynos twice in a row and send it. This is by far the coolest and most dynamic boulder I've ever done. And I talked to the setter, and the intended beta is actually to paddle off the second hole. So I'm super proud of the beta that I came up with. I move on to this green V7. It starts on a slopey crimp. Then, there are decent crimps with a slight in-cut. There's a big move to the volume, and then you have one more crimp to help you top out. I think starting is the crux, because you want your weight below the hold, but you also have to make a big move to the next crimp. I think the key is moving off the start as fast as possible. I decided to try the rest of the climb. Getting to the crimps on the volume isn't too bad. I toe hook the volume, but it's too slopey. This time, I get a high right foot. I cross to the volume, but don't make it. I think I should get my right hand on the higher crimp earlier so I don't have to do the big cross to the volume. But the gym is about to close, so now we'll talk about my hangboarding. I'm able to hang on the 20mm edge for 5 sets of 10 seconds with 15 pounds. Next session, I'll add 2.5 pounds. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!